guys, and welcome to Katie's Insight, where I give my insight on all kinds of things, including different current events, news, business, finance, entertainment, and most importantly right now, stimulus. We are still riding the stimulus train. Choo-choo, bees! We're gonna keep at it. Okay guys, before we begin, I'm gonna do a $100 gift card giveaway in this video. It's very simple, and I'm changing the rules a bit, so listen up, because you have more chances to win more money. This is all you have to do to win. Like our video, subscribe, hit notifications, comment, share our content, boom. That's it, you're eligible, that's all you have to do. Now, I'm gonna let you enter multiple times. So, between today's videos, so this is Monday, and Tuesday's videos, like the videos, subscribe if you haven't, hit notifications if you haven't, share the content, comment, and watch the video from front to back, right? Make sure it plays all the way through, and you can be entered multiple times, and I will pick a winner from one of those videos. Not only that, the more comments you leave, the more chances you have to win. So please make sure and do that. It really supports the channel. It helps us grow. And then I can do more things and give you guys even more money in your pocket. Yay, good luck. And if you haven't, add me on Facebook, Katie's Insight, like the page. Join the group, Katie's Corner. Will be changed to Katie's Insight soon. Go in there, ask all the stimulus questions you want. We would love to help you. Okay, on with the show. And I have more information. Let's update you guys. We know exactly what happened last week. Trump said in tweets, he's ending the stimulus talk. A few hours later, well, I want to sign it. Nancy, sign it. Then the next day, he has the White House communications director come on and say, we're only doing a standalone bill, to which he and Larry Kudlow then a couple hours later come on and say, nope, big bill, I want an even bigger bill. Welcome to the bipolar mess. However, now we're back down to standalone bill, which my interpretation of what I'm seeing is we are back to executive orders. Very, very exciting stuff for us. Now, of course, in true Nancy Pelosi fashion, she has responded by saying, no way, Jose, to everything Trump has done. Now, Trump, when he said he wants a bigger package, he had Mnuchin the next day after saying talks are done. He went and had Mnuchin hand Pelosi a $1.8 to $1.9 trillion package, which is fantastic because that means we're closing that gap for how much money is needed. Pelosi's saying 2.2 is my final offer. So where are we at from there? Pelosi has said, no way, Jose, we're not doing it. And the Senate is furious on both sides. Democrats say it's not enough, and the Republicans, as the Republicans do, say it's way too much. In fact, the reports are that at this point, President Trump knows he can't sell this to the Republicans, but the Republicans, they can't be sold on anything. As I've reported, they cannot get on the same page with anything at this point. So what is going to happen? Here's where we're at with everything. Trump is going to say, okay, so in this situation, if I can't sell this to the Republicans, I'm gonna try to sell it to the Democrats. However, now we're having even more craziness because now they're talking about a standalone bill. So if you guys haven't seen my videos from this weekend, go watch them if you haven't, because you'll get updated. Nancy Pelosi, she wrote a letter basically trashing everything Trump is trying to do. Then she also, to slap him in the face, wants to amend the 25th Amendment so that Congress can vote Trump out, or an elected official, like a president, if they think he's undeemed to fit mentally or physically. It's hilarious. The whole thing is just one big SH_T show at this point. So where are we at? Well, let me pull up some info for y'all because we have a clapback and a snapback from Mnuchin and Meadows. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Mark Meadows, who's the chief of staff, responded to that letter with a letter of their own. Here is the crazy part. In this letter, they're not only talking about a standalone bill, they're now talking about repurposing money for stimulus. What does that mean? It means emergency stimulus money for us. In fact, these are the exact phrases and terms they used last time when I said that there were going to be emergency stimulus, and everybody said, oh no, it can't happen. You're wrong. Can't do that. It's unconstitutional. He has to have legislative support. And he did it back in July. I had called it, and he absolutely came through and did it. And I've said, I think at this point, this is what I think is happening. I'll kind of break it down. I think Pelosi and the Democrats are stringing him along to act like they could be getting a deal right before the election. But the Democrats are not going to allow Trump to look good before this election. They don't want it. They want to be able to say there's no stimulus. See, it's Trump's fault. That's what they're going to want to do. So Trump, in my opinion, has to step up before this election if he really wants to cinch it and claim that big W for the election. He has got to do something to show the American people he's helping with stimulus. Well, because talks have cooled and nothing is happening and Nancy Pelosi is saying no way and he can't get anybody on board, it sounds like he's starting to threaten with executive orders. And we know Trump, because I've detailed all this for you. He'll say what he wants, but then he'll start to put out there subtly and use his people to say where they are going as a threat, which is exactly what he did last time with the executive orders. I think we're starting to see it again, which could mean in the coming weeks, we get stimulus money. Very, very exciting, which, let's be honest, we all desperately need. All of us, me included, my partner included, we all need this money. So I want to go over all of this. This is a little article from Politico, and then I want to read the letter and I want to break down for you the language and what it all says. From Politico. Meadows and Mnuchin urge repurposing PPP money amid stimulus wrangling. Their letter to Congress follows a week of mixed signals from the Trump administration. Here we go. Top Trump administration officials are calling on lawmakers to pass legislation to redirect unused funding from Small Business Lifeline, the latest salvo in a week of twists and turns and talks between the White House and congressional leaders on a new round of virus stimulus. Now is the time for us to come together and immediately vote on a bill to allow us to spend the unused PPP, and that is the money from the Paycheck Protection Program loans that small businesses could get, to allow us to spend the unused Paycheck Protection Program funds while we continue to work towards a comprehensive package. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin wrote in a letter on Sunday to members of the House and the Senate. The all-or-nothing approach is an unacceptable response to the American people. Yes, that's right. And their big sticking points that they need unemployment and they need stimulus checks. If we take that away, they're going to have to come to the table with something. However, because everybody needs those, if we take that away, then that might, see, that's the thing. The Democrats are really wanting this package. They want it more than anybody else because people like Nancy Pelosi need her state that's been so poorly mismanaged, misrun, and that is literally on fire from her policies. She needs that to bail out the awful damage done to her state. That's why they are desperately needing it. And if we take some of those big selling points away, it's going to make it, they're going to have to come to the table and they have less to come with, which I think is good for the American public. So just want to kind of throw that out there. Also, there are different funds we have been hearing from the president and from other people that they can use for emergency stimulus and emergency stimulus check money. There's about 130 billion unleft in the I think it's 130 million, or is it a billion? Might be a billion. I think it's 130 billion left within the PPP money. As well, we also have money from the Main Street Lending Program, and that has never gotten anywhere. They haven't done anything with it. So we have all of this money, 450, sitting around. And Trump, if you remember a while ago, he had been teasing, I think I can do this, pretty sure I can do this. We think that there are loopholes and there is money unspent. We know there's PPP, Main Street Lending Program. Just want to throw that out there. So it says, the top Trump administration officials are calling on lawmakers to pass legislation to redirect unused funds from the Small Business Lifeline, the latest salvo in the week of twists and turns and talks between the White House and the congressional leaders. The letter follows a bevy of mixed signals from the administration over the past week, which included President Donald Trump abruptly breaking off stimulus talks, then reversing course and insisting on a variety of relief measures. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Sunday rejected the latest $1.8 trillion stimulus offer from Mnuchin. Many Senate Republicans, meanwhile, have been wary of greenlighting yet another hefty relief package. Meadows and Mnuchin reserved their criticism for the Democratic-led House for passing two massive relief bills largely along party lines, instead of compromising with us on bipartisan legislation like we've done in the past. We will continue to try to work with the Speaker and the Senator, Speaker Pelosi and Senator Schumer, the pair wrote. It is not just about the top line number, but also about legislation that can be passed by both the House and the Senate and signed into law by President Trump to help the American people. The two sides have differed on a wide range of issues, including the overall price tag of the next package. The latest Democratic relief bill clocked in at $2.2 trillion about $400 billion more than the latest White House offer. White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow on Sunday said Mnuchin could make a larger stimulus offer to the Democrats after Trump said on Friday that he wanted a larger relief package than either party has offered. In an interview on CNN's State of the Union, host Jake Tapper pressed Kudlow on whether the Treasury Secretary, who is spearheading the stimulus talks with Pelosi, would offer more than $2.2 trillion package the House passed earlier this month. He may, Kudlow said of Mnuchin. Secretary Mnuchin is up to $1.8 trillion, so the bid on the offer is narrowing somewhat between the two sides. President Trump actually has always said, as far as the key elements are concerned, the checks, the unemployment assistance, the small business assistance, we have got to help the airlines out. He would go further, Kudlow added. So, I think Secretary Mnuchin, who is a very good negotiator, will be carrying the president's message. The president abruptly cut off relief talks with Pelosi last week, saying his administration wouldn't negotiate until after the election. But soon after, Trump called on lawmakers to approve individual relief measures, including another round of stimulus checks and aid to airlines. In an interview on Friday, Trump said he would like to see a bigger stimulus package, frankly, than either the Democrats or the Republicans are offering. His comments came amid the new $1.8 trillion offer by Mnuchin to Democrats. In a letter to the House Democrats on Sunday, Pelosi rejected the latest offer, arguing that it does not meet the health needs of the pandemic. Pelosi added that until a bevy of differences on what is in the package can be bridged, we remain at an impasse. Kudlow, meanwhile, downplayed Senate Republican opposition to a new multi-trillion-dollar stimulus deal and indicated that the GOP would go along if a deal were struck between the White House and Democrats. Don't forget, the Republicans in the Senate put up their own bill a few weeks ago and got 53 votes. I think it was. So, they united, Kudlow said. I think if an agreement can be reached, they will go along with it. During the interview, Kudlow and Tapper sparred over the political dynamics of passing another large virus aid package. Kudlow blamed Democrats for holding up the deal, but Tapper pressed the White House economic advisor on entrenched resistance from Senate Republicans. I don't understand the intransience from my Democratic friends, Kudlow said. Well, I'm not talking about your Democratic friends, Tapper replied. I'm talking about the 20 Senate Republicans who were mad at Secretary Mnuchin and saying that the proposal of $1.8 trillion was way too much. They called it a death knell. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has expressed skepticism that a new massive relief package could pass the Senate in the coming weeks. He's focused on the chamber's attention of confirming Trump's Supreme Court pick, Amy Coney Barrett. Many Republicans have also raised the specter of an expanding budget deficit after lawmakers enacted trillions in pandemic aid in the spring. The Senate GOP rolled out a narrower relief bill in September, but the measure was blocked by Democrats. Now, let's dive into this letter. This is from Mnuchin and Meadows, October 11th. It says, to the members of the House and the Senate, and it has the White House seal on it and the Treasury seal. When the virus forced President Donald Trump to shut down the economy, we worked very quickly with the Senate and the House to pass unprecedented legislation to help the economy. We are very proud that party politics was put aside and that the Senate passed two important bills, 96-0 and 100-0. The House also passed them with overwhelming bipartisan support, and President Trump signed them into law. This was truly an example of us working together to help American workers and businesses that were impacted by the pandemic. As a result of this legislation, the economy rebounded quickly, and we did not experience an economic disaster similar to the Great Depression. Certain parts of the economy are still in need of additional support, and our job is not done until we get everyone back to work. Over the last few months, we have tried to work on a bipartisan basis to pass additional legislation. Our focus has been on passing legislation to provide funds for testing, vaccines, distribution, and medical care. We have also focused on getting money to schools so children can go back to school safely or have the resources to study at home. Our focus has been on small businesses, hotels, restaurants, airlines, and other industries that have been shut down or scaled back for no reason other than the virus. We have proposed extending enhanced unemployment benefits and sending direct payments to American citizens. We have added money for rental and mortgage assistance, childcare, broadband, and agricultural support. We have offered many different proposals in an effort to pass bipartisan legislation. We have both been available to speak to members of both parties as well as bipartisan groups. The president is available to meet as well. The House has passed 2 separate partisan bills instead of compromising with us on bipartisan legislation like we have done in the past. We will continue to work with Speaker Pelosi and Senator Schumer. It is not just about the top line numbers, but also about the legislation that can be passed by both the House and the Senate and signed into law by President Trump to help the American people. Now is the time to come together and immediately vote on a bill to allow us to spend the unused Paycheck Protection Program funds while we continue to work towards a comprehensive package. The all-or-nothing approach is an unacceptable response to the American people, and this is signed sincerely, Steve Mnuchin, Treasury of the Secretary, and Mark Meadows, the Chief of Staff. So basically, this is a letter calling Pelosi and the Democrats out for holding everything up. As it said, let's just kind of paraphrase, it said, we first passed a bill, we got a lot of support, we got it done. But since then, it's been a lot of partisan bickering and people being ridiculous. And we can't get anything passed. It's a big thing. It's go big or go home. And the American people are suffering. So like I read towards the end, he is saying that they're going to try to continue to do a deal. But at this point, they are urging people to pass a bill that it would allow them to spend the unused Paycheck Protection Program funds. And as I've said, with Trump coming out and threatening repeatedly that they want to do something for stimulus checks, this is their next ticket. What they are doing right here is they want to take that money, in my opinion, and they're going to use it to a couple different things. Stimulus checks, probably airline help, and maybe, I don't know about PPP, but they're saying they want to use the unspent PPP funds. So that's interesting because even though they do want to help businesses, they're ready to take that money. Well, if they want to help businesses and small businesses, they've said, and that money has to do with the PPP funds and the loans, the money there, which the program isn't going on now, why, if they want to do that, would they be taking money from there and they want to repurpose it? And I have the answer. It's because this is part of what they want to do to help get stimulus checks to Americans. This is, remember I told you, Trump is really good at marketing and advertising and PR for himself. So this is what they are throwing out there to let them know, we're serious, we are going to move forward. Now it's interesting because let's read the last line. Now is the time for us to come together and immediately vote on a bill to allow us to spend the unused Paycheck Protection Program funds while we continue to work toward a comprehensive package. Now, Trump had said there's a theory that he could go ahead and move money around. There's a theory he could do it. Since then, we haven't heard much from that. But now, all of a sudden, they're saying we need to come together and vote on a bill to be able to have those funds used. Well, which one is it? And is it possible this is their way of, because here's the thing, nobody's going to come together and vote on anything right now. The election is too close. So, is this that they realize the theory isn't correct, they can't actually do it, and they really need the help of the government? Or is this them trying to scare Pelosi and Schumer into actually doing a deal so they don't have to run around and do theories? Because here's the thing. If Trump goes against what really is allowed to happen and he repurposes money for the American people, yes, the Democrats might be able to try to impeach him. They might be able to try to legally go after him, sue him, throw him in jail. And if not now, then maybe after his term. But if Trump has taken money and get like Robin Hood and given it to the American people, you know, our money and the money from the American people, if he takes that money to give us back when we're starving, do you really think the American people are going to support the Democrats? This would be horrible optics for them. But at this point, the Democrats, and when I say that, I'm not saying Republicans and Democrats, you find people that are watching and you lean one side or the other. I'm talking about the crazy people at the top. At this point, the Democrats are making so many stupid moves. Just insane. They look insane with just the fact that if you saw my video from earlier, The fact that while the virus was going on, their concern was impeaching Trump. And when Trump closed down the borders because of the virus, they said he's the R word. He's, doesn't like certain groups of people. Come on down to Chinatown. A few weeks after he closed everything down, but then they turn around and criticize the way he handled the virus. The same people that said, don't lock down, he's a this, that, and the other if he does, and let's go ahead and focus on impeachment. Those same people are now saying you didn't handle the virus correctly. Are you kidding me? I'm not saying he did things perfectly. I'm not saying there aren't things to criticize. I'm saying coming from these people, that's real cute. Real cute. So I look at this and I'll tell you how I analyze this and what I question. I'm looking at this and obviously this is some type of scare tactic to Pelosi. At this point, we've seen Pelosi won't be scared off, but that's to her detriment because she keeps putting herself and her party in worse and worse situations, like her blowout. But when I read this and I look at this, the things that stand out to me are that last line, we immediately need a bill to allow the unused PPP funds while we work towards a package. So, is this a scare tactic to get Nancy to make a deal? Which it always is. But do they really need to vote on the bill to be able to use the unspent PPP funds? Or is this part of the scare tactic because they still know they have a wild card in their pocket of a theory? I've been telling you guys, Trump has the wild card because before the election, the best thing he could do for himself and his campaign would be to pass some kind of stimulus checks to the American people. Even if we don't physically have them in our hands, I've been calling this for a couple weeks now. I've been saying, I still think it's possible. And I think the Democrats, and Trump probably knows this at this point, his administration knows this. The Democrats are just stringing him along because they don't want to do anything before the election. They don't want to do anything to make him look good. So one of two things is going to happen. Either this is a scare tactic to try to get a bill passed, and they're going to try to aggressively do that, or this is a scare tactic saying we're going to do this, and if you don't do something, we're going to do something soon. Because since they did the executive orders last time, that had to have put the left on their toes, right? That had to make them little bitty ballerinas because they kept saying he can't do it, and he did. And they may be wondering and paranoid and curious, what else does he have up his sleeve that he may be alluding to and using Mnuchin and Meadows to do that? And only time will tell, but I think we still have a good shot at getting some type of emergency stimulus passed to help us before the election through executive orders, and I think we're seeing the start of it finally here. Okay guys, if you like this video, please support my channel. Give me a big thumbs up and like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and if you have subscribed, make sure and hit that notification button so you can be notified what's coming in the pipeline for you and your stimulus money. Also, sound off in the comments. I want to hear everything. Do you think we're headed in the right direction? Do you think this doesn't mean anything? Let me know. The more comments you leave, the better. So leave many comments. Tell me what you think. And guys, the more you like, subscribe, comment, hit notifications, share the content, the more the channel grows, the more things we can do to give back to you guys. And you know what? I'm going to do a $100 gift card in this video like I announced earlier. So it's very simple to be able to win a $100 gift card. This is all you have to do. Like our video, subscribe, hit notifications, comment, share our content, boom. That's it. That's eligible. You're eligible. That's all you need to do. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit different. I'm going to let you guys have multiple chances to win the card. Make sure and do all of that for this video and any video you see between today and tomorrow. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't, hit notifications if you haven't, and you are eligible multiple times. The more comments you leave, the more times you are eligible. So make sure you do it for this video, all of today's videos, and tomorrow's videos too. And you have to watch the videos from front to back, from start to finish. And then what is it, Monday? So Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday I will announce a winner of the gift card. Good luck, everyone. I hope you win, and thank you guys for the support. Also, add me on Facebook, Katie's Insight. Like the page, go to the group. Right now, it's Katie's Corner. Will be changed to Katie's Insight. Go in there, ask all the stimulus questions you want. We are so happy to help you through this difficult time. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this video here now. Every time I end these videos, I say a little prayer for all of you, and I just thank God and tell God, however you see that, by the way. I'm not religious, but I'm super spiritual, and I don't knock whatever it is you do, right? I'm a very super spiritual person, but every time I end these videos, I thank whatever positive higher power is out there, that I am in the position I am, that I have the best audience in the world, and that you guys have blessed me to allow you to make this content every day. I just want to tell you, I humbly thank you guys. I don't take an ounce of this for granted, now or ever, and I'm just so grateful for all the support. I'm so blessed by you guys. Thank you so much to all of you who are watching, because you have been a blessing in my life, and I can't wait to do the same for you. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this video now. This has been Katie. Thank you so much for listening to my insight. Until next time, take care, blessings, and I will see you soon, and we will have more updates and more money in your pockets for you guys. Okay, bye, guys.